The CEO is a Trump donor. ABC, the CEO is a Trump donor. CBS, the CEO is a Trump donor. NBC, the CEO, Trump donor. MSNBC, the CEO is a Trump donor. Washington Post, the owner is Jeff Bezos, billionaire. Wall Street Journal, the owner is Rupert Murdoch. The New York Times, the CEO, yes, you guessed it, a Trump donor. The moment for me where it became so obvious that the corporate media was going to cover for Donald Trump and hoist him up. Donald Trump's very first campaign event was held in Waco, Texas, on the anniversary of the siege. Donald Trump began that event by having Ted Nugent speak. Then they played the J6 choir anthem instead of the national anthem. They played QAnon music as Donald Trump spent multiple minutes talking about what a horrible country the United States of America is, and not a peep from the corporate media. I'm thinking, why isn't anybody else covering this? They replaced the national anthem with the J6 anthem by insurrectionists. Donald Trump is talking about how people come up to him and ask him how it's so impressive he's able to put his pants on. He talks about how he's going to abolish all of these buildings. It was one of the most unhinged things. So you can see for yourself, this was Trump's campaign kickoff. It began with Ted Nugent saying this about President Zelensky.
I want my money back. I didn't authorize any money to Ukraine to some homosexual weirdo. I want my money back.
Not a peep from the media. Ted Nugent went on and said this before Donald Trump took the stage.
Jackbooted thugs by Uncle Sam who defy their oath to the Constitution and arrest Americans and do not allow them constitutional rights. A moment of silence for the political prisoners in the gulags of Washington, D.C. because of jackbooted thugs in our own government. I have a couple demands. Secure my border! Give me my tax dollars back! I didn't authorize killing babies at Planned Parenthood. I want my tax dollars back!
Not a peep from the media. Trump took the stage and he started calling Stormy Daniels a horseface over.
Was investigating me for something that is not a crime, not a misdemeanor, not an affair. I never liked horseface. I never liked.
Trump said that the Supreme Court did not have the courage to right the wrong of the 2020 election. But obviously those threats apparently work with this weak right-wing Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court didn't have the courage to right the wrong of the 2020 election. They knew what was going on. Lawyers, in their own way, if you can believe this, were considered sacred. Today, lawyers... and they treat lawyers like they're criminals. It used to be if you had a lawyer, the lawyer was somebody that was very much considered from the...
And Donald Trump claimed at that speech that he won in 2016 and claims that he won in 2020, but that the election was rigged.
We won in 2016. We won by much more in 2020, but it was rigged.
The media didn't even give any energy to it, yet alone what they're doing to President Biden right now. Why? Because they wanted to hoist him up. For them, this is ratings gold, and that's what they wanted to talk about. Here, Donald Trump is bragging how a man who's famous, he said, asked him about how he puts his clothing on.
I had a man come up to me, a very famous man. Mr. President, I'd like to ask you one question. How do you wake up in the morning and put on your clothing? How do you put on a shirt?
And Donald Trump praised Putin and Xi.
I used to talk to Putin. I got along well with Putin. I used to talk to Putin. As soon as I was out or left, or however you want to describe that catastrophe, President Xi, smart, top of his game. President Putin, smart. Very smart people standing there talking about the world order for the next 100 years.
Donald Trump then talked about how we need babies, he said.
We will support baby bonuses, so many people like that, for the new baby boom that will be coming. We need babies.
The United States of America to QAnon music in the...
A nation where once revered airports are dirty. They're a crowded mess. You sit and wait for hours, and they just don't know what the hell they are doing.
And again, not a peep from the media, and went into the audience. Here is a January 6th prisoner, Mickey Larson Olson, a MAGA supporter. Again, the corporate media wants to normalize people like Mickey as though this is something normal that happens in America.
The voice, our government of we the people, of the people, by the people, for the people, is also a terrorist. And if they're an American citizen, they're a traitor. They made the decision that we the people no longer have a right to govern ourselves. I'm a proud digital soldier, Crocsmanian, and January 6, 2021, inmate number 376303. I was given the max sentence of 180 days for unlawful entry public. I served 161 days in Washington, D.C. Correctional Treatment Facility, a.k.a. jail. We the people are ready to fight. The best is yet to come. Justice will be served. Where we go one, we go all, is how we make Journey fall. Patriots, it's time to stand tall. Ready to We're ready to fight. It's come time for us to fight for the U.S. of A. Yes, the day will pay. Some time for us to fight for our great land. We need to fight for the good of all, because there are so many that are truly appalled. They have no idea how strong we are. We're even stronger now, stronger by far. We won't hide behind closed doors. We won't do that anymore. Yes, we will be more aware. If the president asks me to go to war, I have only one answer. Yes, sir, of course. I can do this, you see.
There's still about 120 days until the election. We, the people, should channel our outrage. We should recognize what's going on. We should share these videos, and we should let people know what's up, because I don't want that running our country at all. What I want is, here's President Biden calling the new Prime Minister of the UK yesterday, Prime Minister Starmer, to congratulate him. This is normalcy. Play this clip.
This is the White House Situation Room, getting to connect Prime Minister Starmer to President Biden.
Mr. Prime Minister, congratulations. What a hell of a victory. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your congratulations. And fortuitously, we will see each other next week. I'm very much looking forward to seeing you in Washington and having the opportunity, obviously, to sit down properly.
I'm looking forward to it as well. There's no doubt that the two countries are going to continue our special relationship. We're working together just about every issue, supporting Ukraine, managing the competition with China, advancing cooperation in the Indo-Pacific with AUKUS.
Firstly, the special relationship is obviously the bedrock, always has been, for our defence, for our security and prosperity.
Undecided Georgia voters actually said about the debate.
Who was more truthful at the debate?
It was absolutely Biden.
I think Biden was more truthful. Yeah.
It was over 30 lies that Trump said, and I realized that I think he just continues to spit rhetoric just to keep you discombobulated.
After the debate, who do you trust more to run this country?
Of course, it would be Biden.
And there was a lot of lack of care for the American people.
Because he is just a better human being than any other option that we have. So I don't think that Trump has been a great example of leadership in business or in just human decency.
So you said, I'm going to watch this debate, and I think that's going to help me. Did it help you?
It helped me to X out one.
And who would that be?
That would be Trump.
So while polls are all over the place, and I don't like to fixate and focus on polls, at the end of the day, you have in the morning consult poll that we heard all about, you've got Biden's margin growing by 4% in Michigan and 4% in Wisconsin, because Americans are now paying attention to the race. And they're not buying the corporate media narrative. Oh, President Biden's old and stutters, so therefore, let's take the fascist who wants to overthrow our democracy. What are you talking about? The American people get what's up, but it's critical that we share these videos, that we share this so people know what's going on. That was Trump's kickoff event. Waco, Texas, 30th anniversary, Waco siege. He was sending a message about the fascism he's trying to bring here to this country.